Wednesday afternoon doubleheader here at Marich Field. The Phoenix College Bears taking on the Gateway Geckos. Yesterday's game at Gateway Community College canceled due to a big mix of rain as well as some wind. The wind has picked up here today, hopefully going to die down in the next 2 hours here at Marich Field. But two games here on tap on the Phoenix College YouTube page. Jaden Taylor alongside Ryan Blank will be here in a moment. Both teams getting set and ready to go in this one. Let's get you a quick look at the Geckos starting lineup. They'll start off with their first baseman, number 10, Caden Moore, batting second. The third baseman, number 1, Jeff Martz, batting third. The three-hole hitter, the second baseman, number 4, Max Carrillo. In the four-hole, the shortstop, number 30, Diego Trujillo. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 11, Nathan Green. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 16, Raynon Padilla. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 21, Braden Watkins. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 18, James Warren. And rounding out the order for the Geckos, the center fielder, number 2, Dominic Castle. On the mound in game one today for Phoenix College will be Daniel Sotelo. Sotelo 2-0 on the year. This will be his fourth appearance, third start. He does have a 7.20 ERA, but that one very much so inflated after a struggling outing this past week, just a week ago, up against South Mountain. South Mountain Community College, 2 dominant wins in back-to-back doubleheader matches here at Marich Field just a week ago. We saw the outing last week, went through 4 innings of work, gave up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, did have 6 strikeouts with the South Mountain middle of the order. Really found the barrel really well against Sotelo, the lefty 5'11", 195-pounder from Corona del Sol. Just about 20 minutes away from here. Started off his career at Yavapai College and will end it off here at the community college level with Phoenix. They have a 3-pitch mix. Start off with a 2-seam curve and slider, and we'll see how he'll answer back after a struggling week last week.
Third base, Jeffrey March. Batting third, number 4, Max Carrillo. Batting fourth, number 3, Diego
So his lineup
Trujillo.
gets out here. This will bring up to
Nathan
start off
Green.
today. Number 10, Caden Moore.
Raynon Padilla. Batting 7th, Braden Watkins. Batting 8th, James Warren. And batting 9th, Dominic Cassell. On the mound for Phoenix College, Daniel Sotelo.
First pitch here from Sotelo. Fastball is fouled into the Phoenix dugout for strike one. Windy day, like we mentioned, coming into this one. West winds going from left field, moving into right field as the 0-1, 2-seam way in. Has had gusts north of 45 miles an hour here today in Phoenix. It's died down a little bit in the last 45 minutes, and the hope is it'll stay that way throughout the rest of the day. 1-1 pitch to Moore is grounded on the infield. Coming over to grab it, scoop it up. Casados throw on to first, and a beautiful pick by Billings for the first out.
Great scoop over there by Billings at first, able to read it. Gets a long hop. That's much easier than taking a short hop at first, but a great play coming up from the third baseman, coming up, making the play, and not letting it take an extra hop.
Yeah, Casados able to come on. He's been mainly the everyday shortstop so far this season for Phoenix College, but they're moving around. Defense on the infield. Casados, Rosas, Lizarraga at second, and over at first is Billings. First pitch from Sotelo into Martz as outside for ball one. The outfield today for Phoenix College. Casey Wade in left, Lucas Hinsey in center, Jake Willerup in right. The 1-0 goes back to the 2-seam, does Sotelo. And count back even at 1-1. March this season has mainly been out of the 1 spot, is mixed between the 1 and 2 spot in this order, hitting .392. Does have one shot of his own. 1-1 pitch. Misses low. 20 hits on the year, 8 of which have been extra base hits here for the Gecko third baseman. 2-1. Fastball grounded over to second. Lizarraga coming on, boots it. Have to throw quickly on to first, and it's not in time. Lizarraga came on it and went in and out of his glove, and Martz able to use his speed to get down to first just in time. So it'll read as an infield error for Lizarraga. And to bring up the 3-hole hitter, the second baseman, Max Carrillo.
Stepping in, number 4, Max Carrillo.
Carrillo this season, 231. I struggled to find opposite side power as that one is laced down the right field line and foul. Not too much to worry about. And March there at first base has tried to steal a couple bags this season, but has been caught twice. Only grabbed one successfully. Sotelo out of the left side, takes a long look back at first and delivers. 0-1, misses out. And today's ball games here at Marich Field, game 1 between the Geckos and Bears will go 9 innings, our second game of the day. At least at the moment will be a 7-inning ball game. 1-1 pitch, grounder over to third, that goes foul. Especially in the cold like this with 2 different games, we'll see how both head coaches use their staffs. Head coach Scott Schneider for the Bears, head coach Rob Shabansky for Gateway Community College. Count it 1-2. Sotelo delivers. Fastball lined into left field and down for a base hit. Back-to-back base runners here for Gateway here in the first. Now 2 runners on with 1 out. So to bring up the shortstop, Diego Trujillo. Trujillo this season,
Up at the plate, Diego
a sophomore, hitting .357, 7 RBI on the year. Has dealt with some struggles on the strikeout, 9 of which this year. First pitch, goes back to the slider, does Sotelo. Trujillo a little bit out in front of that one, chops it foul. And after a little bit of rain earlier this morning, the wind has been the factor here today. Seen a lot of different weather conditions all throughout central and northern Arizona. Flagstaff getting a couple inches of snow even. They'll pick back to second. Close play. I'll say that March is able to get back in time. Wind hopefully dying down. Moving from left into right. So especially for the lefty here in Trujillo, if he can pull one down the line, it could have a chance. Sotelo, long look back at second and delivers the 0-1. Goes back to the breaking ball and gets Trujillo to swing through it. Sotelo, not a guy that's going to miss outside the zone a lot. He's going to come straight at you. Just 2 walks this season. Has been able to be roughed up a little bit. Of the 9 hits, 4 of which have been extra base hits. 0-2 in the dirt. Both runners will stay back as Cole Snido behind home plate, able to keep it in front of him. Snido, between him, Cade Bemis, and Elias Fiddler have kind of been the trio of catchers so far this season for the Bears. Snido from Portland, Oregon. A 1-2 from Sotelo. That one yanked. Heading to third is Martz. Ball just got a little bit too far away from Snido, and both runners moving to scoring position. You can hear there, a beautiful read there on the base paths by both Martz and Carrillo. Now it takes away the double play ball. Count even at 2-2. Billings over there at first, even with the grass. The pitch. Got him swinging. Sotelo goes back to the slider and gets Trujillo out in front for the second out of the inning.
Stepping up to the plate, number 11, Nathan Green.
So with 2 outs, a much needed second out there for Sotelo. Working his 15th strikeout of this season. We'll bring up Nathan Green. Green this season, another solid piece out of the middle of the order. Just has 1 extra base hit this season, but hitting .344. First pitch from Sotelo. That one again, fastball kind of yanked there. Sotelo really rearing back and opened up, I think, a little bit too much. 2 runners on here and 2 outs. Gateway trying to score early and put some pressure on the home team and the Bears. 1-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Sotelo this season. We mentioned the 7.2 ERA, a guy that been able to find the zone a lot. We mentioned the 13 hits. Combined now 15 strikeouts on the year with a strikeout to Trujillo. The 1-1. Two-seam misses up and out. Two-seam hasn't seemed to have the same life that we've seen from him in the last couple of outings. Two-seam really, when Sotelo has it on, comes straight out of the hand. Looks like it's just a four-seam coming right up across the heart of the plate, then dies out at the end. Gets guys to miss off the end of the bat. So going to call a pitch clock violation there on Sotelo, so it'll be an automatic ball and move the count to 3-1. Still a base open here with Raymond Padilla on deck. Threw on pitch, goes back to the breaking ball, and it's in there for strike two. The home plate umpire was about to ring up green there. The count now moves full. Two runners on here, 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Off speed lifted deep into center field. Lucas Hinsey ranging into the right center gap, and he makes the play. Slicing wind out there in center field. Holds the ball up for the moment for Lucas Hinsey, and Sotelo gets out of the 2-runner jam. Well, to the bottom half of the frame, we'll introduce you to the Bears lineup for the afternoon. Daniel Sotelo in the top half of the frame, able to work out of a 2 runners in scoring position jam for Gateway. And that leaves the bottom half of the frame in inning number 1. Let's introduce you to the lineup for today for the Bears. They'll start off with their left fielder, number 27, Casey Wayne. He had a monstrous weekend, which we'll get into in a moment. They'll bat second, their center fielder, number 15, Lucas Hinsey. Batting third, the right fielder, number 14, Jake Willerup. In the 4-hole, the designated hitter, number 11, Elias Fiddler. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 9, Chris Billings. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 22, Cole Snido. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 12, Alan Rosas. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 2, Cal Casados. And rounding out the order, the speedster, the second baseman, number 3, Isaac Lizarraga. On the mound today for Gateway will be number 30, K. Nelson. Nelson, righty here today. 5th appearance of the year for the start. Has struggled to find himself consistently in the zone with a 6.52 ERA on the year. And Casey Wayne will hope to find something over the heart of the plate. He has just crushed balls this season. This past weekend up against Mesa in 2 ball games on Friday and Saturday. Combined for 4 for 7, a triple, a grand slam. A combined 5 RBI. And on the base pass, he had 5 stolen bases as well. First pitch to him, a big hack from the left fielder. It's in there for strike 1. Wayne just dominated hitter so far this season. Found the heart of the plate well. Has found him spot at the top of the lineup. 0-1, misses out. Wayne is a redshirt sophomore, hitting .417. 2 home runs, a team best 17 RBI. 1-1. Fastball way up and in. Wayne has to duck out of the way of that one. Two one from Nelson. This one on the hands. Chopper over to third. Martz on the run. Throws on to first in time. So Nelson able to retire the dangerous leadoff hitter for the Bears. Fastball that had some two-seam life to it. Got Wayne to chop himself a little bit out in front of that one. And I bring up the 2-0 here to the center fielder, number 15, Lucas Hinsey. Hinsey, third straight game in the starting lineup, playing center field. Combined 2 for 6 on this past weekend. First pitch to him. Outside for a ball. Nelson, couple looks. I'll head home with the 1-0. This one grounded back up the middle. Trujillo throw on to first in time. Quick 2 up, 2 down for the Bears here in the bottom half of the first inning. Efficient start here for Nelson. So 2 groundouts on the left side of the infield. We'll bring up the right fielder in Jake Willerup. Willerup this season, another guy that's kind of inked himself somewhere in the top 3 of the lineup, hitting .277. Does have the power to get out. A home run just about a week ago. First pitch to him. Fastball misses out. This past weekend, a couple dominant performances up against Mesa. Willerup went a combined 4 for 9 with 4 RBI. Nelson's 1-0. This line down the right field line, but the wind is going to slice it foul. A quick 2 outs for Nelson, both of which ground outs to the left side of the infield. A solid job at finding ways for the Bears to get out in front. 1-1 pitch. Fastball in there for strike 2. Elias Fiddler on deck, hoping that Willerup can get through this AB and keep the inning going without getting down 1-2-3. The pitch, curveball in the dirt. That one gets way away from Green. You can see the factor that the wind is having here today. About 30 miles an hour, 25 to 30 miles an hour, going straight away from left to right. 2-2. Breaking ball, chopped foul. I mentioned the wind. It was more so right at its worst about an hour and a half ago. Right when all the guys got to the ballpark. Seeing the turtle missing around a little bit. The wind making some damage to a lot of different places around here. 2-2. Fastball low. Count now moves full. After 2 quick ABs to Wayne and Hinsey. Jake Willerup making it a little tougher here for Nelson. Full count pitch. That one in there for strike 3. Ball will go to the dirt. Green will throw on to first in time for the final out. And what a way to start it off for Cade Nelson. 1-2-3. Go the Bears in the bottom half of the first. We'll head to the second. Gateway with a strong start, looking to find some runs on the board. scoreless as we head to the top half of the second inning. Gateway
Right on
will work their back half of the order, 6, 7, 8. Here for the Geckos. Start off with their designated hitter, number 16, Raymond Padilla. Sotelo back at the mound. They're working away, stranded 2 runners in scoring position this past inning. That first pitch is fouled out. Padilla this season, hitting .273. Another guy that has struggled striking out this year. 9 strikeouts on the young season, but also been able to keep himself with a patient approach at times with 5 walks. Count even at 1-1. Pitch here is low from Sotelo. This past inning started after an error on Isaac Lizarraga at second. A single for Max Carrillo, then 2 stolen bases. Not 2 runners in scoring position, but Sotelo able to get a strikeout himself. Then ended off the inning with a flyout to Lucas Hinsey. 2-1 pitch is cut on and missed. That 2-seam back to the normal life there from Sotelo, and Padilla out in front of it. 2-2 pitch. 2-seam got him swinging, ball in the dirt. Snido will throw on to first in time. And a quick strikeout there for Sotelo. The 2-seam, after having some struggles finding the zone in that first inning, I think Sotelo's found the adjustment and gets the first out on the strikeout.
Braden Watkins.
So with 1 out, and to bring up the right fielder, number 21, Braden Watkins. Watkins on the year, hitting .273. Does have 2 home runs, which leads the team. It's a big hack at that first pitch. This is the type of day that if Watkins can find one down the line, be very advantageous for him. Wind has died down a little bit, but still pulling consistently out there to right. 0-1 pitch is missed up. Still, deep breath, and delivers the 1-1. This one line down the right field line. I think it hit the first base coach. That one hit off the back. The first base coach, I believe that's Joe Bergen down the first base line. He makes an emphatic move, dropping to the ground after that one, but able to get up. It looks like he's okay. That one was laced, slicing down the right field line. And good that you can see some good fun here in the Geckos dugout. 1-2 pitch, got him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Daniel Sotelo. Goes to the fastball on the first K and finds it back with the slider here on the second. And 2 up, 2 down.
James Warren.
Here in the inning. The lefty-heavy lineup here for the Geckos, even going up against the lefty in Sotelo. It's the left fielder, James Warren. First pitch is low. Warren this season hitting just .208. Does have some pop to his bat. Once he gets it out into the outfield, it's when he's most dangerous. The freshman does have 1 triple, along with 2 stolen bases. 1-0 in there. Moves the count back even. Sotelo, after struggling to find the zone a little bit as consistently, maybe working off some rust in inning number 1. Finding it here in inning number 2. As that one chops right in front of the glove of Cole Snido, and the count moves to 2-1. Dominic Castle is on deck here for the Geckos. Pitch from Sotelo. 2-seam inside. Gateway. Both these teams actually trying to work back out of the 500 spot here in conference play. It's a 3-1 pitch. It's grounded right in front of the mound. Snido, strong throw on to first, into the glove of Billings. A tough play for Chris Billings out there at first, having to range back to the other side of the bag. But Sotelo able to retire the Gateway lineup in order here in the second inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. Phoenix College will look to work their middle half of the order when we come back. Heart of the order due up here for the Phoenix College Bears in the second inning. Lance Fiddler, Chris Billings, and Cole Snido due up. Fiddler here this season has inked himself at the 3 or 4 spot. He'll switch between those two spots this season. Hitting .318. A sophomore transfer from Lamar University. First pitch is missed up for ball 1 from Nelson. Infield kind of squeezed to the outside a little bit as the 1-0 is in there for a strike. Shortstop in Trujillo over there playing on the outfield grass a little bit more towards the 5-6 hole. Carrillo out at second, playing a little more straight up. 1-1 in there for strike 2. Fiddler this weekend, and a monstrous weekend. A 7-inning win, a 10-run win, I should say. And the 2 games against Mesa this weekend. Fiddler, like a combined 2 for 6, 2 runs, and a solo shot. Count even at 2-2. Nelson looking for back-to-back strikeouts. The pitch goes back to the outspeed, chopped right back up the middle. Carrillo on the run, off body, he makes the play in time. Long throw there for Max Carrillo up the middle. And a quick first out here for the Geckos. So with 1 out, it'll bring up Chris Billings. First baseman here today. Has found his way on base a lot. Combined .436 on base percentage. Big catcher and Cole Snido. Billings a beautifully placed ball. Found it on the barrel and just laced itself just barely into left field. Trujillo put an attempt to it, but got past his glove. Snido this season hitting .250, combined 8 for 32. Does have 1 extra base hit and triple about 2.5 weeks on. Oh, pitch, this one grounded into right field for a base hit. Billings will stop at second as the throw comes in from Watkins. And the train's starting to move here a little bit in the second inning for the Bears. 2 runners on and 1 out. So switching up over there at first, coming out of the ball game will be Snido. The courtesy runner will be Cade Cunningham. Cunningham this season has only attempted to take a bag twice, but he's taken both of them. Him and Lucas Hinsey started off the year early as the 2 pinch runners. Isaac Lizarraga and Kyle Casados in that role on Monday. Nelson showing bunt here is Rosas, and he pulls back. Rosas this season has struggled at the plate. He's combined 1 for 23. It's not like he's not found the barrel pretty often. He's been a guy that really about the worst of luck from the baseball gods you can get. Has lined a couple down the third base line that a couple third basemen just put out the glove and somehow made a play. But trying to help out his team here with 2 runners on. Shows bunt again and pops this one up towards the third baseman. Martz will make the play. He'll hold the ball in his back pocket as both runners get back safely, but a costly one there at Rosas. And now 2 outs, keeps the runners where they're at.
Number 2, Kyle Casados.
So now with 2 outs, this is Kyle Casados. Casados this past weekend showed off some speed, showed it off even more on Monday up against Benedictine JV. Combined 2 for 4, 3 runs, 6 stolen bases. He's taking every bag he had in front of him. First pitch, fastball misses up. The ground out started off the inning from Elias Fiddler, then back-to-back singles from Chris Billings and Cole Snido. Rosas tried to put down a bunt, but popped to the third baseman and Martz. That's where we're at here in the second inning. The Bears trying to put something on the board. This one fouled off. Count even to 1-1. Nelson just like Sotelo in the first, trying to work a little busy traffic on the base paths. 1-1 pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Take a long look out at Billings out there at second. Nathan Green behind home plate today. The infield for the Geckos. March at third, Trujillo at short, Carrillo at second, and Moore at first. Outfield playing someone opposite side here for Casados. 2-1 pitch. Fastball up and in. The outfield today, James Warren in left, Dominic Castle in center, and Braden Watkins in right. Casados trying to come through here. So far this season, 4 RBI. The 3-1 pitch. That one way yanked outside, and Nelson has loaded the bases. A walk to Kyle Casados will bring up the 9-hole hitter, and Isaac Lizarraga in a big spot. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. One swing of the bat could change the feel here going into this one. Lizarraga this past week, another guy that just whammed through the Mesa Thunderbirds. Combined 3 for 7, a double and a grand slam. That one fouled straight back. A grand slam on Friday. One of 2 of which on the weekend between him and the guy right behind him in Casey Wayne. 2 guys that have the pop. The wind has died down a little bit, so no favors. Here's the 0-1. Curveball misses low. Nelson really having to grind to get out of this inning. Got a 1-2-3 inning in the first, dealing with some runners here in the second. 1-1 pitch. Lifted, right center field. Braden Watkins going back a couple more steps, and he makes the play for the final out. The Bears leave the bases stranded as Caden Nelson able to get out of the inning. We head to the third, still scoreless.
Geckos here in the third. Number 2, Dominic Castle.
Headed to the third here at Marich Field. Be 9-1-2 here for the Geckos. Center fielder number 2, Dominic Castle, will lead it off. Daniel Sotelo back at the mound. First pitch from him. 2-seam on the outer half for strike 1. Sotelo, not only is he one of the solid guys in the middle half of this staff, also shows off his pretty fun, lively piece to the dugout throughout this season. Coming into the year, first time it came out here, wondering why in the world are there about 20 different $100 bills just pinned to the board over there in the dugout. Of course, all of them were fake, but Daniel Sotelo thought this would be a fun way to show off the pitching staff. Last year, this group had just an ace, an actual playing card, an ace that they would put up there for every single time. Solid outing from a pitcher who'd get one of these playing cards. This one shot foul. This year, Sotelo wants to change it up a little bit and feels that these counterfeit $100 bills might be a way to show it off a little bit. Count even at 2-2 here to Castle. Wind picking up a little bit. Had its ways throughout here today. See how much of a factor it plays here in this one. 2-2. Fastball in the dirt. Both pitchers have had to work with some threats. Sotelo with 2 runners on, both in scoring position in the first, and Nelson will leave the bases stranded this past inning. Full count pitch. Goes back to the breaking ball, and he got him swinging. 4th strikeout here early for Daniel Sotelo. And the breaking stuff has just been straight plus.
Now hitting top of the order, number 10, Jaden
So
Moore.
flip the lineup card now over here for the Geckos. Be the first baseman, number 10, Jaden Moore. First pitch to him, grounded down the first base line. It can be a long run here for Billings. So flip it to Sotelo to the bag, and it's in time. Efficient start to the inning here for Sotelo. Gets the strikeout to Castle, and a one-pitch ground out there to Moore. Bring up the third baseman, number 1, Jeff Martz. Martz reached on an error back in the first inning. Isaac Lizarraga had a running play in front of him, but nicked out of his glove a little bit. First pitch from Sotelo. Fastball misses low. Martz, a utility guy, mainly plays first base, can play the other corner infield spot as well. 6'4", 215-pound redshirt freshman. Trying to come through here with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch on the outside. Leaves the count back up at 1. Martz originally from Highland Village, Texas. Came out here and looks to add on for the Geckos group. 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Two-one. Fastball, grounded. Hard chopper there from Casados. Long throw from the gap, and it's in time. Kyle Casados deep up the middle, able to make the play for the final out here in the top half of the third. The Geckos go 1-2-3 here in the frame. We'll head to the bottom half of the third. This ball game still scoreless. Bottom third here at Marich Field. Ball game number 1 of the day between the Gateway Geckos and Phoenix Bears. Still knotted up at zeros. Daniel Sotelo able to ground himself a little bit here in the second and third inning. Retired 8 straight, 4 of which have been strikeouts, and will hand it off to his offense now. We'll see back to the top of the order. This is the left fielder, Casey Wayne. First pitch from Nelson, way inside. As you see the wind, a number of players going back to retrieve their caps. It's been tough, especially for the right side of the infield, who's had the wind go straight to him. 1-0 pitch. Goes back to the breaking ball, does Nelson. Misses out. Waiting to start off his day. Got caught up on the hands and grounded one to the third baseman in Marks. 2-0. Line straight back. Wayne just under that one. You can see him upset himself. The pitch that has hung a little bit over the heart of the plate. Wayne wanted to put that the other way. 2-1. Fastball in there for strike two. Lucas Hinsey on deck. Wayne even here with Nelson. Trying to work off the nod today. 2-2. Grounded down the third base line. Martz able to backhand it. Throw on to first is in time. Wayne making Martz over there at third busy to start off his day. Back-to-back ground outs for him. As the first out here in the third to bring up the center fielder, number 16, Lucas Hinsey. Hinsey was retired on just one pitch. A ground out up the middle to Diego Trujillo back in the first. First pitch from Nelson. Fastball lifted. Shallow right field. Carrillo ranging back makes the play. So the pop out to the second baseman in Carrillo. 2 up, 2 down here for Nelson. Both starters, after dealing with some runners in scoring position, have grounded themselves, working afterwards. We'll see how Nelson can work through the 3-hole hitter and Jake Willerup. First pitch, breaking ball in there for strike one. Willerup struck out looking on a fastball to end off the first inning. 0-1 goes back to the breaking ball. Nelson working backward perfectively. He's got himself ahead 0-2. The pitch. This one grounded into right field for a base hit. 2-out base runner here for the Bears. The ball is thrown back, trying to cut down Willerup. But luckily enough, Green able to keep it in front of him.
Now it's bat, number 11.
Great job there by Willerup. Great approach. See a fastball after back-to-back curveballs over the heart of the plate. See it on the outer half. Pokes it the other way, does Willerup. And he hands it off to Fiddler, the designated hitter today. First pitch to Fiddler. This is low for a ball. Fiddler started off the second inning with a ground out back up the middle. Marcus Carrillo on the run, entire body moving out towards left field, was able to make the play. Check back at first. Willerup this season has not attempted a stolen base, so not too much of a speed threat to worry about is Nelson. They'll check back again. Maybe different look here from Nelson after Willerup took a hard turn around first base. Got enough for Braden Watkins to try to backpick him. He's kept himself on Nelson's mind. 1-0. Fastball in there for strike one. 2 outs in the heart of the order here for the Bears in third. They stranded, bases loaded this past inning. See if they can come through here with 2 outs. They'll check back at first again. Outfield for the Geckos, playing a little more pull side. Left fielder, however, and James Warren playing straight up. As left center field is wide open right now. Fiddler wants to go there. 1-1 pitch was in there for a strike. Move the count to 1-2. Chris Billings on deck. Fiddler trying to extend the inning. Long pause and delivery from Nelson. Goes back to the fastball on the 1-2, but misses out. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at first. Pitch from Nelson, runner is off. That one grounded right back up the middle. Long run for Trujillo. Throw on the run is in time. Diego Trujillo, beautiful range up the middle, and he's able to retire Fiddler for the final out. 3 scoreless here at Marich Field. We'll head to the 4th. Now let's see if Gateway can find some offense. Scoreless ball game as we head to the 4th here at Marich Field. Be the heart of the order due up for the Geckos. 3, 4, 5, Carrillo, Trujillo, and Green. Sotelo back at the mound after retiring 8 straight, 4 of which have been on strikeouts. And after working with 2 runners in scoring position back in the 1st, Sotelo has settled down and kind of working in cruise here. We'll see how we can work his way through the back half of this ball game. Of course, game 1, at least at the moment, a 7-inning ball game. Game 2, a 9-inning ball game between these two. First pitch is outside as a huge wind gust came straight through here. The awning kind of working over the fans here, shaking a little bit. Been a windy day. Gusts as high as 50 miles an hour here in Phoenix. 1-0 pitch. Misses up and out. The Geckos dugout, even with the cold, a little lively here. A little bit more than they were in the first 2 innings. Trying to get the offense started. 2-0 from Sotelo. Able to reach back and find the zone for strike 1. Trio today. Lined one into left field back in the 1st. 2-1 pitch is grounded over to first. Billings onto the bag and there for the first out. So 3 unassisted. Now brings up Diego Trujillo, the shortstop here today.
Diego Trujillo.
Started off what has now been 9 straight for Daniel Sotelo. Retired, struck out back in the 1st. First pitch popped up on the infield. Gonna have to run in. It's Casados. He's gonna basket catch it, but it drops out of his glove. The first time we truly see the wind play a factor here today. That one popped up on the infield. Casados thought he had it easily in his glove. I believe we actually had a change now. Originally, Casados was at short. That was Alan Rosas. My apologies. A couple of switches up the middle. Casados originally started off the game at third. And they switched their normal positions. Casados now at short. Beautiful two-seam. They say he does go. Trujillo with a back leg, back knee down on the ground after that one. Sotelo up here 0-2. Trying to find his 5th strikeout of the day. The pitch. Got him swinging. That one in the dirt. Snido on to first in time. 10 straight now retired for the redshirt sophomore. 5
Stepping in
strikeouts
to
for
hit,
Daniel
number 11,
Sotelo.
Nathan
His
Green.
career high, or at least season high, I should say, is 6. That's 6, both of which up against South Mountain on February 15th. And his first outing of the year up against GCU club team. Gets another ugly swing there from Nathan Green. As Green on the slider tried to hold up. Might have found himself with a little bit of a sword there. 0-1 from Sotelo. Fastball misses up and out. Sotelo resets and delivers a 1-1. Goes back to the 2-seam. Chopped. Just foul. Cole Snidel thought he could have gotten to the ball before it squeaked its way back foul to try to retire Green. He's had himself a little bit of chuckle with Sotelo as the battery mate grabs the helmet for him. Green will head back to home plate. Trying to keep this inning going here for Gateway. Sotelo ahead here 1-2. Trying to shut down the inning. Find his third straight 1-2-3 inning of the day. The pitch. Did he hold up? They appeal down to first, and luckily enough, Green saw the slider out of the handle, wanted it, just kept the wrist back to his back shoulder. The count moves back at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Sotelo trying to retire Green here. Goes back to the fastball and just misses out. A solid, competitive pitch there from Sotelo. 2-seam just had a little bit too much bite to it. Count now full. Payoff pitch here to Green. Goes back to the slider and misses out. Competitive A-B on both sides between Sotelo and Green, but Green gets the best of the sophomore. And a reach on a full count walk. He'll switch out of the ball game. There's a courtesy runner over there at first base.
Now hitting number 16.
The name to you when we got it. I believe, in my mind, it's number 18, James Warren. She's asking me the left fielder. We'll see who the switch is out there at first. First pitch, grounded over to short. Casado's just off the glove and into left field. So a single there for Rain Padilla. Puts 2 runners on now with 2 outs. So right after a cruising start for Danny Sotelo, retired 10 straight, now working with some trouble. Runner at second, the courtesy runner for Nathan Green. Full count walk, and Padilla able to find a 2-out base hit into left field. First base pitch is cut on and miss from Braden Watkins. Watkins today 0 for 1. It's the third strikeout victim of the day for Sotelo, back in the second. Check back on the runner at second base. Casados has to jump up and over the runner to be able to keep it in his glove. Count still at 0-1. Watkins trying to come through here and break this scoreless tie. Pitch from Sotelo. Goes back to the breaking ball, and it's in the dirt. Snidel behind home plate expected it, able to keep it in front of him. Both runners stay where they're at. The count moves to 1-1. Two runners on here and 2 outs. Sotelo trying to work his way out of this inning. He'll check back at second. Runner gets back in time. Big spot here for Braden Watkins. Trying to come through here with 2 runners on. 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. Sotelo, the starter today, retiring 10 straight from the first, now to the 4th. Working with some trouble, trying to get out of the inning. Count at 1-2. 2 runners on and 2 outs. The pitch. Runners are off. That one in there for strike 3. The run goes down to second, but Watkins then struck down looking for out number 3. And for the second time today, the Gateway Geckos leave a couple runners in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. Phoenix College trying to break this scoreless tie. Halfway through this one here at Marich Field, this ball game still scoreless. Daniel Sotelo able to work his way through 2 runners on the base paths this pass, and got his 6th strikeout to end off the frame against Braden Watkins. That now ties a season high for Sotelo, the career high for Sotelo, part of Phoenix College. A year ago today, guess up against this same team, 7 strikeouts and 5 innings of work up against Gateway College in a 12-0 victory a year ago. The 0-1 pitch to Billings is outside. Count moved back to even. Billings today grounded one into left field back in the second. That one fouled straight back. Billings has been a guy that, even on the left side, especially at the junior college level, has plus ability to put the ball the other way. Down 1-2 here. That one straight away as Nelson evens the count back at 2-2. Pitch to Billings and the dirt. 5, 6, 7 due up here for the Bears. Billings, Snido, and Rosas. Full count pitch. Fastball again fouled off. Billings, we see the ability to work long counts. He is an incredible patience up there at the plate. Team leading 11 walks. 3-2 pitch in the dirt for ball 4. The walk machine in Chris Billings continues. And it leads to a leadoff base runner here for the Bears. Cole Snido with a chance here. Did also find his way into the outfield with a single back in the second. Another chance here for the Bears to put some pressure on the starter in Nelson. Combined 8 left in scoring position. Through just about 3.5. The Bears trying to limit that total. Find the first run of the day. First pitch to Snido shows bunt. He's able to pull back. Green thought about throwing down to first to test Billings. Kept in his back pocket, and the count moves to 1-0. Shows bunt again. Able to put it down is Snido. Only plays to first for Nelson. A high throw, but able to stay to the bag is Caden Moore for the first out. So in a game where offense has been limited, they combined just 5 hits through 3.5 innings between these two. A sack bunt there with nobody out for Cole Snido. Moves Chris Billings into scoring position at second. That'll bring up the shortstop in Alan Rosas. Rosas tried to have the same result back in the second with 2 runners on. Tried to put down a bunt down the third baseline, but got under it. Ended up popping out to the third baseman, Jeff Martz. Nelson will check back at second. Billings able to get in there safely. I think Nelson really just trying to reset here. Alan Rosas, Kyle Casados on deck here for the Bears. Only a 7-inning ball game here in game 1. Means each small thing just magnetized even more. Nelson, long look back at second and delivers. 1-0, popped up, left center field. Coming on and calling everybody off is Castle, and he makes the play for the first out. Big second out there for Nelson. Rosas gets under that one. A fastball that found its heart a little bit at the top of the zone. And it'll bring up the third baseman, now shortstop, and Kyle Casados. Casados today walked back in the second inning. Trying to come through and find a way for either of these teams to break the sealess tie that we've had here early. First pitch. That one chopped off the end of the bat and fouled. Casados just for RBI. Does have a tendency to put the ball the other way, a wide open 3-4 hole. As Max Carrillo trying to hold on Billings over there at second. One pitch, fastball up and in. Count even at 1-1. Nelson again, the third straight inning, trying to work around some runners on the path. One, chopped off of Casados' leg and foul. Casados way out in front of that pitch, a breaking ball. Might have been 3 inches off the plate. Casados shaking his head here, trying to reset. Looks like the home plate umpire after that another wind gust might have gotten some dirt in his eye, and he's resetting here. It's been a windy one all day long. Gladly died down a little bit here in this one compared to what it was about 2 hours ago. Still playing a factor here in game number 1. Count at 1-2. Nelson trying to strand the 5th runner of the day for the Bears. 1-2 pitch. Flared down the right field line, but to go foul. Long AB here for Kyle Casados, trying to come through and bring home Chris Billings, who walked to start off the inning. Nelson sets. I'll look back at second and delivers. 1-2 pitch, just low. Count moves back even. The Bears dugout getting a little more lively here. First chance since truly the second they've had a runner in scoring position and a true chance. Got back even at 2-2. The pitch, that one yanks away and gets under the wickets, and Nathan Green behind home plate. And Chris Billings able to easily jog over to the third, and now a go-ahead run here for the Bears, just 90 feet away. Walk from Billings to start off the inning. Sac fly from Cole Snido. A fly out to center from Alan Rosas. Now has Kyle Casados. The full count pitch and 2 outs. Nelson delivers home. This one laced into left field. Long run going back is Warren, but he makes the play. Nelson again working around runners on the base paths, and we are scoreless through 4. Head to the 5th. Gateway trying to find a way to find themselves on the board. They'll bring up 8-9-1 when we come back. Top five still scoreless here in game number 1 of the doubleheader for the Phoenix College Bears and Gateway Geckos. First pitch in from Daniel Sotelo, showing bunt was James Warren, and he grounds it foul. Warren, right after making a running play, backpedaling at the end of the 4th inning to strand the runner in Billings at third. Coming up to the plate here, trying to ignite an offense that has struggled for both sides. Sotelo, for retiring 10 straight, has 6 strikeouts here in 4 innings. 0-1 on the outer half for strike 2. There's a righty at least up in the bullpen for the moment, not throwing. Getting ready if there's any trouble here for Sotelo. 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Dirty pitch in the dirt. Cole Snido, for good measure, throws on the first in time for the first out. That ties a career high here at Phoenix College for Daniel Sotelo. 7 strikeouts. I mentioned this past inning, pretty cool nugget. A year ago today is when he matched that career high up against this same team, the Gateway Geckos. First pitch to the 9-hole hitter. And it's chopped right in front of the plate. Athletic play there by Snido off the bounce to make the play. Dominic Castle here also struck out back in the 3rd inning. 0-1, shows bunt again. It goes down and foul. Back-to-back batters here at 8 and 9 that want to do nothing with Daniel Sotelo, trying to test the defense with a couple bunt attempts. But now Castle down 0-2. Sotelo trying to find 3 straight strikeouts, heading here into the 5th. The pitch goes back to the slider, misses out. Sotelo, you can see the emotion on his face there. Try to go back door, couldn't quite get the same length break. Still ahead here, 1-2. The pitch goes back to the same pitch, and it's shot foul. Sotelo back at the mound, delivers here to Castle. Goes back to the 2-seam, misses out. Gwynn picking up a little bit more here in the 5th. Sotelo trying to find his 8th strikeout. 2-2 pitch, got him swinging. 8 strikeouts here in 4+ innings of work for the sophomore. And a career high now, 8 strikeouts for Daniel Sotelo. Of those strikeouts today, 7 of which have been swinging. The one this past inning to end off the inning to Braden Watkins was looking. Top of the order here for Gateway as a breaking ball finds the zone in there to Caden Moore. Moore 0 for 2 on the day. with 2 ground outs. 0-1 pitch. Goes back to the breaking ball, does Sotelo, but misses in. Top 5 still scoreless. 0 runs, 3 hits for the home team of the Bears. Just 2 hits and an error for the Gateway Geckos. That one fouled off. It's officially now a righty up and throwing up there in the bullpen for the Bears. See how much longer they want to give it to Sotelo here. 1-2 pitch. Goes back to the breaking ball, misses out. The wind really picking up here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. You can see the flag out there, and you can't really see it. The flag out there in left center field, just howling, pulling its way to right center. 2-2. Fastball weighing in. That's a tough one. The swing was there from Moore as he went straight through it. The fastball at 2-seam went up in and hit him. But Coach Schneider is coming out to appeal the call. It's a tough play either way. It's a tough call to make, but Moore, the swing had sort of gone through the zone. The wrists had been there. The home plate umpire, at least at the moment, is going to give the hit by pitch. Long discussion, but it'll keep it at that. It'll be a hit by pitch for Caden Moore.
Inning number 1, Jeffrey Martz.
And tough one there is he was entirely fooled on a 2-seam that went way up and in. I think he was trying to partially also get out of the way of it. They'll end up calling it hit by pitch. So a 2-out base runner here for the Geckos. For the third baseman and Jeff Martz. Runner is out from first. 2-seam misses outside and no throw from Snido. Go-ahead run after being hit. A controversial call. Caden Moore out at second base. Pitch was a ball and up and out to Jeff Martz. Martz 0 for 2 on the day, but did reach the base paths back in the first on an air. 1-0 pitch. Goes back to the fastball. This one flared down the right field line, but the wind carries it just foul. That wind, you could see it off the bat, kind of shook up in the air, then just barely laced foul. And count back even at 1-1. Big spot here in the top half of the 5th inning. Game knotted up at zeros. Daniel Sotelo trying to work through what would be a season-high fifth inning. Sotelo will take a little look out there at second. More after stealing second base. Getting a healthy lead over there at the bag. Sotelo now put his attention to the hitter. The fastball is fouled straight back for Martz. Runner at second here with 2 outs. Max Carrillo, the 3-hole hitter, due up. Sotelo trying to get out of this inning. Working on the third baseman and Jeff Martz. Long look here for Sotelo. I'll check back at second. Strong throw, just not in time. Moore had a couple extra steps at the end of that lead. Sotelo wanted none of it. Count still at 1-2 here. Big spot here for the Geckos. Trying to break this scoreless tie here in the 5th. 1-2. Got him swinging. Fastball up and out. Gets Martz. The chase does Sotelo. And his 8th strikeout of the day for the sophomore. What a way to get out of the inning for Daniel Sotelo. We'll head to the home half of the 5th. Still knotted up at 0. Bottom five still scoreless here at Marich Field. Daniel Sotelo with his career-high 9th strikeout to end off the 5th inning. Able to hand it back to his offense. It's 9-1-2 here in the 5th for the Bears. Nelson on the mound. Fastball misses up there to Isaac Lizarraga. Lizarraga, the second baseman here today, has filled into that role about halfway through the start of the year. So 0 for 1. Takes a big hack at that one. Changeup looks like it just died in the bottom half of the zone. Moves the count back even at 1-1. 1-1 pitch, grounded over to short. Trujillo comes up on it and throws on to first for the out. Trujillo been busy out there at short. 4 different putouts for him today. Gonna bring the top of the order here for the Bears. Casey Wayne. Wayne 0 for 2 on the day. He's made the third baseman busy as well on Jeff Martz. 2 ground outs to him so far today. First pitch from Nelson is lifted deep into left field, shallow left field. Trujillo coming into foul territory is able to make the play. That one off the bat, thought it had a little more life to it, but just got caught up in the wind stream up there and able to stay up for Trujillo to make the play. So 2 up, 2 down here for Nelson in the 5th. 2 starting pitchers, and Daniel Sotelo and Caden Nelson have just battled back and forth here in this one. Still not up at 0. 0-2 pitch. First pitch into Lucas Hinsey is in there for a strike. Hinsey today 0 for 2. Ground out to short back in the first. Popped up on the infield back in the third. This one grounded back up the middle. Trujillo, another chance. Throwing to first in time. 1-2-3 inning for Cade Nelson. And we have a pitcher's duel. We'll head to the 6th. Still knotted up at 0. Top of the 6th here at Marich Field. This ball game still knotted up at 0s. Both starting pitchers, Daniel Sotelo for the Bears and Caden Nelson for the Gateway Geckos, have just been magnificent here early. Sotelo working up against the middle heart of the order today here for Gateway. His first pitch is in there for strike 1 to Max Carrillo. Carrillo today put one into left field on a single back in the first. And also ground over to Billings, over to first in the fourth. That one lined over into the glove. Alan Rosas at third for the out. Quick one up, one down here in the sixth. We mentioned Sotelo's incredible start to the day. Now 10 strikeouts.
Diego Trujillo.
Excuse me, 9 strikeouts. Only given up 2 hits so far today. Did also add on a hit by pitch this past inning. An error back in the first. First pitch, curveball in there for strike one to Trujillo. Trujillo has not been able to work up against Sotelo too well. Struggled today with back-to-back strikeouts. A 1 pitch, and it shows off right there. An ugly swing for the 4-hole hitter. Trujillo this season, who's hit .357 coming to this ball game, just not been able to find anything up against Sotelo today. 0-2 pitch, shot foul. And again, Sotelo, the big grin up there at the mound. Seems like really no hitter today. Out of the left side, Sotelo's been able to be comfortable. 0-2, fastball up and in. Trujillo able to hold back. Nathan Green, the catcher today, is on deck. The pitch. Ugly swing. Absolute sword there from Daniel Sotelo on a beautiful front door slider. And man, you're hearing some jeers out of the dugout of Phoenix College. Can't get much more of a sword than that there from Trujillo. So a big second out there for Sotelo. We'll bring up Nathan Green. Ten strikeouts today for the sophomore, and he goes straight at Nathan Green. Hacks away at a fastball for strike one. 2 outs here in the sixth. Sotelo with the 0-1. Goes back to the fastball. Can't get Green chased there on the outer half. Green today was one of only a couple base runners to get even a chance on the bags out there. He walked back in the fourth. 1-1. In the dirt. For my numbers, just the third time today that Sotelo has found himself behind in the count past 1-0. 2-1 pitch. Grounded over to third. Coming in is Rosas. They'll call it fair. Long throw on the run is in time. Alan Rosas, a beautiful play down the third base line, and he makes the play for the final out. Pitchers duel here at Marich Field. We'll head to the bottom half of the sixth inning. This game is still knotted at 0. Which starter will break first is the tale of the day between the Phoenix College Bears and Gateway Geckos. Caden Nelson back at the mound for Gateway so far today. In 5 innings of work, just giving up 3 hits, 1 walk, just 1 strikeout. There's also stranded 4 on the base pass. Is found with a lot of weak contact, and his defense has helped him out. First pitch, line down the right field line, but with the wind, it'll slice foul. This is Jake Willerup, heart of the order here, due up for the Bears in the 6th inning. Of course, want to remind fans, this game a 7-inning ball game at the moment. If we go to extras in a 7-inning ball game, our second game of the doubleheader, at least the moment, will not be 9 innings. It'll move back down to 7. Started off the day 7-inning game for game 1, 9-inning game for game 2. That can change if this game goes to extras. Count even at 1-1. Here to Willerup. Fastball misses out. Willerup today, 1 for 2, and a single back in the 3rd. 2-1 pitch. Fastball, grounded foul. Neither offense has been able to work too well up against the 2 starters today. Look this past inning for Daniel Sotelo. A couple ugly swings from the Geckos. It's been a perfect day if you're a pitching fan. Count even at 2-2. Pitch from Nelson is out. Seeing some chances today. Combined 8 runners left on the base paths between these two. Nelson, count full, working on Willerup. The pitch grounded over to 3rd. Tough hop there for Martz. Able to scoop it up. Long throw. There's a bullet over there to 1st, and he makes the out.
Number 11, Elias
8 groundouts
Fiddler.
today for Caden Nelson. Has been able to get the Bears just a little bit out in front and a little bit on top of some balls. And defensively, Gateway has been perfect. Not giving up a single error today. It's Elias Fiddler here with 1 out. First pitch, he'll show bunt, tries to put it down. When he goes straight through it, a little chopper there. Strike number 1. Talk about groundouts of the 8, 2 of which have been from Elias Fiddler today. Both of which back in the 2nd and 3rd. 0-1 on the outer half for strike 2. Nelson back at the mound quickly. And he's ready to go here for the 0-2. This one lifted into center field. Dominic Castle will range his way into about right center and make the play for the 2nd out. Efficiency has been the name of the game for these 2 starting pitchers here today. Caden Nelson has found a lot of weak contact, just 1 strikeout today.
Chris
But it seems like nobody in the Bears roster can find a barrel up against him. 2 outs here in the 6th. This is Chris Billings. Billings 1-1 on the day, a single in the 2nd, walked in the 4th. First pitch, fastball in the outer half for strike 1. Talk about efficiency, that's been the biggest reason. First pitch strikes today. These 2 starters. Nelson's found himself out in front in counts early and often. So one lakes down the left field line. That's going to go to the netting and foul. There's a righty in the bullpen for the Bears. We'll see if they bring back Sotelo in the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Fastball inside for ball 1. There's another arm at least out there in the bullpen for the Geckos. See how much longer both coaches want to go with their starters. Count at 1-2. Nelson trying to get out of the inning. The pitch. In there for strike 3. Billings can't believe it. A fastball in the inner half rings him up, and we are through 6 scoreless innings. We'll head to the 7th. Gateway in what at the moment could be the final frame, trying to break this scoreless tie. 7th and what could be final inning here in game number 1 on a Wednesday doubleheader here at Marich Field. A pitcher's duel it has been. Still knotted up at scoreless.
Geckos,
2 hits so far for Gateway, 3 for the Bears. First pitch from the starter and Daniel Sotelo, and it swung on and missed. Raymond Padilla swung straight through a fastball that reached on the outer half. He's 1 for 2 today, struck out back in the 2nd. Also grounded one into left field for a single back in the 4th. 0-1. Another fastball reaching on the outer black and just tails off late for Petita. Swing straight through it. 9 strikeouts today for Sotelo, career high. Trying to find double digits. The 0-2. This one grounded over to short. Cal Casados, long throw on to first for the out. Both starters today between Cade Nelson and Daniel Sotelo have been the story. Sotelo now 6 1/3 innings of work, just 2 hits, given up 9 strikeouts. He's also given up a walk and hit by pitch. First pitch here to Braden Watkins. Checks his swing but unable to hold up for strike 1. It seems like nobody in the order today for Gateway has felt comfortable with Daniel Sotelo. A lot of movement on that 2-seam. A couple pieces of off speed as well. The 0-1 goes back to that 2-seam. That's what's so dangerous up against lefties. See that out of the hand, has a little bit of late arm side movement. And find it really well backdoor. 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Snido on to first in time. And goodness gracious, Daniel Sotelo, pure dominance. Now 10 strikeouts here just through 6 2/3 innings. And somehow out of all of that, it seems like just everybody for the Geckos has just been trying to swing at anything that's out in front of them. Some ugly swings, 4 different drop third strikes. Just one of these strikeouts of the 10 for Sotelo has been looking. James Warren here will have a conversation with his third base coach. Neither offense has been able to break through here. Warren 0 for 2 today. First pitch, grounded foul. Rosas over there at third. Possible thought that just 2 hits they've been able to produce. Maybe trying to force the defense to make a play. Rosas now moves back a couple steps. And move back in, 0-1. Curveball in there for strike 2. Daniel Sotelo, a dominant start. Working a career-high strikeout day and a career-high innings day if he can get through this one. The 0-2. Got him swinging. Daniel Sotelo, have a day, kid. 11 strikeouts through 7 innings, and this ball game is still knotted up at 0-0. Final inning at the moment here of game number 1. Daniel Sotelo has done the job. Can the offense do theirs? Walk-off chance when we come back here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. Walk-off chance here in the bottom half of the 7th inning for Phoenix College. Want to remind fans again, game number 1 set for 7 innings of this doubleheader after yesterday's game was rained out. Game 2 at the moment will be a 9-inning ball game unless this game goes into extras. So here in the bottom half of the 7th, it'll be Cole Snido. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Bears. Cade Nelson back at the mound. Delivers in there for strike 1. A righty up in both bullpens. But I highly doubt either of these managers for these two will take out their starters. They need too much a leash. This one grounded over to short. Trujillo, been busy. Throws on to first in time. He had 3 straight plays back in the 5th inning. 2 groundouts to him and a pop out, and finds himself back on the job defensively for out number 1 here in the 7th. 0 runs between either of these sides. 3 hits for the Bears, 2 of which for the guests in the Gateway Geckos.
28, Silas Clary.
Silas Clary will now switch out here for Alan Rosas. Trying to spark some life here with 1 out. Home plate umpire reset his scorecard. The Bears dugout getting louder. First pitch. Clary lines this one, slicing down the right field line and foul. Clary on that one, just a little bit late. And the Bears dugout trying to find some life. Still have not found a spark so far, and we're going to have the home plate umpire check up on him a little bit. Nelson's 0-1. Breaking ball. Beautiful take there by Clary. And the count moved back even. Clary this season hitting .424. Does have 4 RBI. One of them came through for himself on a home run just a week ago. Count even at 1-1. Pitch from Nelson. Fastball just misses out. Tough call in the outer black. And Clary now ahead 2-1. Pitch, fastball up and in. And the Bears dugout, the loudest they've been all day. A walk-off chance here in the bottom half of the 7th. 2 starting pitchers going back and forth. 3-1. Fastball hits the outer black for strike 2. Clary has worked the count here full. Nelson trying to find just his 2nd strikeout of the day, 3rd strikeout of the day. And that one's cut on and missed. Nelson works back, even with the loud dugout from the Bears, and finds his 3rd strikeout for the 2nd out here in the 7th. So with 2 outs here in the 7th, last chance to end this one here in regulation will be shortstop Kyle Casados. First pitch shows bunt, does Casados. Pulls back, it's in there for strike 1.
Now hitting
Casados
Kyle
today,
Casados.
0 for 1. Lined out to James Warren out there in left field back in the 4th. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball misses out. Nelson with a lot more pace here in the 7th inning. Getting back to the mound quickly. 1-1 pitch is inside. One-two pitch. Breaking ball, got him swinging. The starting pitchers have been dominant, and they'll force it into extras. Game knotted up at 0s when we come back.
The next one will be 7. This one is going into this was going to be a 7-inning game.
We head to extras here in game number 1. It's going to be the day for Daniel Sotelo. 7 wonderful outings from the starter. Did not give up a run, just 2 hits. 1 walk and 1 hit by pitch. The number to look at, 12 strikeouts for the lefty, a career high for the sophomore. This is Logan Solomon now into the ball game for Phoenix. First pitch is up and in to Dominic Castle. 9-1-2 here in the 8th. For Gateway, Solomon this season, 7 1/3 innings of work. He's a fastball-heavy guy, 13 strikeouts on the year. He goes back to the fastball, but again misses up and in. Phoenix College, right after trying to show some life for their offense in the bottom half of the 7th. Gateway on the other end of it now. 2-0 pitch, fastball in there for strike 1. Tension's getting high here. Game's been scoreless. Working into extra innings now. Very small magnitude here. Small magnifying glasses, I should say, for error. Solomon misses up and in. Count moves to 3-1. Solomon shakes off a pitch and delivers. Fastball in there for strike 2. The fastball has been the dominant piece for him. Working near 91 and 92 miles an hour when it really gets it up there. Full count pitch here to the 9-hole hitter. Solomon delivers. Fastball got him swinging. Solomon stretches the ladder and gets Castle to chase up in the zone for out number 1.
Top of the order,
13
Geckos,
strikeouts today,
and more.
combined in just 8 1/3 innings of work for Gateway hitters. We'll see the top of the order now. And Caden Moore. Moore 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch, fastball on the dirt. He might have caught the umpire maybe on the quad a little bit. He just takes a couple steps. There's a righty up in the bullpen if needed for head coach Scott Schneider. The 1-0 in the dirt. Back-to-back ABs. Where Logan Solomon has put himself down in the count early. We'll see how much of a leash they give the freshman. Moore will call time. He set himself a little bit in the box here. The wind has hauled the dirt really all around the ballpark here today. 2-0. Fastball inside for ball 3. Three O's missed up and out. And a 1-out base runner here for the Geckos. Big chance here. Solomon strolling to find the zone. Moore over there at first. Does have 2 stolen bases on the year. See if they want to test the arm of Snidel behind home plate. First pitch. Up and in. Snidel takes a long look over there at first. Big spot here in the 8th. Solomon, long standing there. Runner takes a look. This one lifted deep into left field. Casey Wayne going back, looking up, and it's off the wall. Coming around third is Moore. Heading to third is Martz, and he slides in there safely. An RBI triple off the top of the wall out there in left field has broken the scoreless tie. Jeff Martz, after starting off the day 0 for 3, finds just the 3rd hit of the day for Gateway, and it's now a 1-run lead for the Geckos. Solomon goes back to the curveball. First pitch in there for Max Carrillo. An absolute shot off the bat at Jeff Martz. That one off the bat, I thought it might have gotten out of here. Just barely stayed in the ballpark. 0-1. Another curveball. An ugly swing there from Carrillo, and Solomon ahead here 0-2. Still just one out here in the 8th. Maybe an extra piece of insurance for Gateway, just 90 feet away at third. Infield is in here for the Bears. 0-2 pitch, grounded right back up the middle and into center field. The Geckos' top half of the order comes through here in the 8th and puts on 2 runs. The infield was in. It was going to be a tough play, even if Quesados at short was playing normally up the middle. And it's broken open here in the 8th.
Now hitting Diego Trujillo.
Trujillo there shows bunt. Fastball way inside. Snido gets crossed up by it. And easily heading into second is Max Carrillo. So now no chance for a double play up the middle. And it looks like this will be a conversation here for Scott Schneider and his reliever Logan Solomon. Solomon has really picked up his pace last couple of ABs. Started off the inning strong with a strikeout, full pitch. Fastball up in the top of the zone of Dominic Castle. Then walked Caden Moore on 4 straight pitches. And was behind in the count, and Jeff Martz found a fastball that he loved over the heart of the plate and almost drove it out of the ballpark. Daniel Sotelo, after just a magnificent day, career highs in innings and strikeouts very well. But get nothing from it. 1-0 pitch on the outer half for strike 1. Solomon originally started off his high school days as the Gatorade Player of the Year last year at a Hamilton High School. Originally an Arizona State commit, struggled in the fall, is now here at Phoenix College. And the 1-1 pitch misses up and out. This has been the struggle for the freshman. Kind of finding himself a little bit too much, amping himself up, and pacing himself a little too highly. And he struggled to close down innings. 2-1 pitch. Fastball lifted into right field. Jake Willerup going back, looking up, and it's out of here.
Yeah, he flipped that.
2-run shot for Diego Trujillo. And what a way this game has changed here in the 8th. That's going to be the end of the day for Logan Solomon. But what a change. The Gateway dugout loving it. After 3 straight hits from Martz Carrillo and then the bomb from Diego Trujillo. And we'll take a quick break here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. The Gateway Geckos showing off strong, finally finding some life on the offensive end. They lead 4-0.
up to hit for the Geckos, number 11.
Here in
Nathan
extras, the Gateway Geckos finally find the offense and break open the seal on this ball game. 4 runs have come in to score here in the top half of the 8th, and still just 1 out. Eddie Torres is the new pitcher into the ball game for Phoenix College. First pitch, breaking ball, front door, and there for strike 1 and Nathan Green. The inning started off well for Logan Solomon in relief on the starter in Daniel Sotelo. Got a strikeout, the 9-hole hitter, and Dominic Castle. Walked Caden Moore, gave up a triple off the top of the wall that without the win very well could have been out of here from Jeff Martz. Max Carrillo answered right after that one with a single back up the middle to bring home Jeff Martz. And then Diego Trujillo, a fastball up in the top of the zone, left the yard. And that's where we stand here in the 8th. Count it 1-2. Eddie Torres trying to make quick work here of the middle half of the order and get it back to the offense with a chance at the bottom half of the 8th. 1-2, way inside. Green has to work himself a little bit out of the batter's box there, and the count moves to 2-2. Pitch from Torres. Goes back to the breaking ball, and out in front of it was Green for strike 3. So definitely a change of pace here. Mixing up from Logan Solomon, fastball matching up at highs of 92. Now to Eddie Torres, who's been all junk so far. So with 2 outs, they bring up the designated hitter, number 16, Raynon Padilla. First pitch to Padilla. Fastball misses out. Padilla today,
Now at the plate, number 16.
1 for 3, and a
Padilla.
single down the left field line back in the 4th. This has been a quiet one after that 2-run shot from Diego Trujillo. First home run on the season for him. 1-0, misses low. Both starters showed just almost perfect performances. Daniel Sotelo gave up just 2 hits, struck out 12. And Coach Scott Schneider, after not quite as efficient of an outing as Cade Nelson, decided to go to the bullpen and his blow-away guy in Logan Solomon. But fastballs a little too flat over the heart of the plate were damaged, and it's a 4-0 ball game. 3-0 in there for strike 1. Lifted out into right center field. Willer up going onto it, and that one's out of here. That one off the bat looked like it might have been an easy fly out to right center field, but with the wind, it keeps carrying out into right, and it bounces off the top of the wall. Raynon Padilla with a home run, and it makes it 5-0 Geckos. What a change of events here in the 8th inning.
Box, number 21, Braden Watkins.
The wind, you got a little extra gust up there in the wind stream out there in right center field. Off the bat, didn't quite fully get all of it. The wind helps them out. And 2 home runs now in the inning for the Geckos. Padilla this season, that his first home run as well. So both Trujillo and Padilla find their first knocks of the season, as this one now is lifted into right field. Jake Willerup, though, is able to see that one hold up for the final out. 5 runs come in to score here in the top half of the 8th, and this game's complexion has changed entirely. We'll head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Last chance for the Bears when we come back. 5-0 ball game as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Gateway Geckos in the first inning of extras here in our 7-inning ball game put on a show up against Logan Solomon after a strikeout to Castle, a walk to Moore, an RBI triple from Jeff Martz, broke the scoreless tie, then a home run, 2 of which from Diego Trujillo and Raynon Padilla. Puts this one at a large cushion here for Gateway. So with that, they'll take out their starter in Cade Nelson. Now they'll bring in number 15, Kyle Kopp. A 1 pitch to Isaac Lizarraga is fouling out of play. Kopp this season, 6'1", 190-pound sophomore from Valencia, California, has yet to give up an earned run. Struggled in his last appearance on February 18th, but the defense didn't help out of. 0-2 pitch, misses out. At Chandler Gilbert back on February 18th, a 9-6 loss for Gateway. Coming into the pen for Kopp. Gave up 5 unearned runs, 5 hits, and a couple errors defensively. 1-2 pitch, way missed outside. A lot of east-west action there for Kopp. 2-2. Fastball again, misses up and out. Lizarraga fighting here in the last half of the 8th inning. Trying to keep his team alive. A long way to go here in the 8th. Trying to see a new pitcher, a new feel. Full count pitch. Fastball upstairs for ball 4. So 1 step further here for Phoenix College. We'll put it back to the top of the order. This is Casey Wayne. Wayne today 0 for 3. The left fielder here is Wayne. Trying to keep this train moving. Down by 5. A long way to go for the Bears. But a spot here with a new pitcher. Not having to deal with Nelson anymore. Possibility here to work back. First pitch. Fastball in there for strike 1. There's a righty at least up in the bullpen for Gateway. A lefty for Phoenix College. 0-1. Pop straight back. Wayne underneath it. It's kind of been a telling story today. He's found himself underneath a lot of early pitches. Then Nelson went 3 straight curveballs at the end of ABs. Got a couple ground outs and a pop out. 0-2. Lane straight back. 0-2. Fastball way in. Runner's going to be off from first and Lizarraga. Throw is upstairs. And Green didn't see Lizarraga getting off in the first base bag. And now he finds himself in scoring position. Not sure Cody Brassfield over there at third, too happy with that late stolen base. But nonetheless, moves Lizarraga in scoring position. 1-2 pitch. Popped on the infield. Giving chases more, calls everybody off, and he makes the play. Tough one there for Casey Wayne. 2 different pop-ups to the infield his last 2 plate appearances. That's the first out here in the 8th.
Now hitting center fielder Lucas Hinsey.
A lot of work to do here for the Bears, down by 5. I want to remind fans, at least at the moment, believe our next game is set for 6 p.m. with it currently being 5:02. Very likely if this ends here in this inning, could be a little bit earlier than that. At the moment, it will be a 7-inning game with this game going to extras. We'll make sure to keep you guys updated. Talk to both coaching staffs the way they feel on this one, if they want to go a 7-inning game 2 or want to stick it back to a 9-inning game 2. Hinsey down 0-1. Pitch here from Kopp will have to wait as they check on at Lizarraga at second. Hinsey, Willerup, and Fiddler trying to keep this last half of the 8th inning going. A 1 pitch, grounded right back up the middle. Goes off the bag and into shallow left field. Coming around third and scoring is Lizarraga. And an odd one there for Lucas Hinsey. Could have been a tough play up the middle for Max Carrillo, but it redirects off the bag into shallow left field, and it's an RBI single for the Bears center fielder.
Now hitting right fielder Jake Willerup.
So the Bears finally find their way on the scoreboard. 5-1 ball game now here in the 8th. Kopp's first pitch to Jake Willerup. Again, Willerup underneath it and pops it foul. Willerup struck out looking to end off the first inning. Grounded into right field for a single in the 3rd, then ground out to third base, back in the 6th. 0-1. Fastball in the outer half for strike 2. Kopp with still a 4-run cushion, still a comfortable spot for the righty. Trying to close the gap and shut the door here in the 8th. 0-2, got him swinging. Big second out there. Fastball climbs the ladder there. Does Kopp. That's the second out of the inning. Last chance here. Final out remaining here for the Bears in the 8th inning. First pitch to Elias Fiddler is grounded down the third base line and off the bag again. That one finds its way into foul territory down the third base line. Elias Fiddler keeps this one going with an infield single. Still a chance here. And their final couple breaths are the Bears. They'll still keep it going here with Chris Billings. Billings 1 for 2 on the day, a single in the 2nd. Struck out in the 6th. 4-run ball game, still a lot of work to do for the Bears, but not out of it quite yet. Fiddler at first. Lucas Hinsey at second. First pitch to Billings is low for a ball. Again, originally a 7-inning game here for game 1 of our doubleheader. We'll update you later on the way our second game will go. 7 or 9 innings, when the start time will be. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. One pitch from Kopp. Just nicks the outer black for strike 2. The Bears down to their final strike. 2 runners on here for Chris Billings, trying to keep this inning going. Kyle Kopp, the righty, trying to shut the door here on game 1. 1-2 pitch. Inside. Kopp tries to get Billings to chase. Might have put a little extra oomph on that one. Couldn't quite find the command. The count's back even at 2-2. 2 runners on. 2 outs. 2-2 pitch from Kopp. Fastball just misses out. Full count pitch coming forth here to Billings. Cole Snido is on deck if we get there. Runners will be off on the pitch. Kopp comes home. 3-2, misses outside. Beautiful plate discipline there by Chris Billings. Guy who has shown off walks all season long. That's now his 15th walk of the year here in just 15 games played. Bases are loaded now. Still waiting a minute here for the Bears. Down to their final out. The game-tying run at home plate and Cole Snido. First pitch. Way outside, gets away from the catcher in green. Coming home here will be Lucas Hinsey. And we're back to a 3-run ball game. Hold on here a minute, folks. Still down to their final out. The Bears are fighting. 2 runners now in scoring position. No possible force play up the middle or at third. And Snido ahead here, 1-0. Snido has not left the yard this season. Did have a triple earlier on in the year. Freshman from Portland, Oregon, trying to keep the train moving here in the 8th. One-0 pitch from Kopp. Fastball on the inner half for strike 1. 2 runners have come in to score here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. A game-tying run, standing at home plate, and Cole Snido. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses out. Kopp has struggled to find command with what I believe is a slider coming out of that right side. There's a lot of late break to it, but not quite enough to really get Snido to chase. Kopp, long time back up there at the mound. Delivers a 2-1. Fastball in the dirt for ball 3. Nathan Green had to keep it in front of him. It looks like we're going to have a meeting at the mound here. Caden Moore will come out and talk to his reliever. 2 starters in Caden Nelson and Daniel Sotelo went full 7 innings. Had just about immaculate performances. Both managers go to their bullpen. Possibly working some struggles on both sides. Count at 3-1. A base open here for Kopp if need be. Pitch to Snido. Fastball swung on and missed. Snido saw a fastball up in the zone that he wanted to take out of the ballpark. He swings through it, and the count now moves full. Silas Clary is on deck, 0 for 1 on the day. A base open at first. If need be, here to count. 2 runners on. Ball game could happen right here. Full count pitch here to Snido. Fastball just misses out for ball 4. Big league take there by Cole Snido. Maybe a half an inch off the outer half. And he works the full count walk.
Stepping in, number 28, Silas Clary.
So we'll see time here. Let's give the home plate umpire. I think this is going to be the day for Kopp. A righty is coming out of the bullpen. The bullpen has struggled here on both sides after just immaculate days from the 2 starters. This ball game ain't over by any means. Tying run at first the go-ahead and walk-off run at home plate. We'll take a quick break. New pitcher into the ball game for the Gateway Geckos when we come back. Who wouldn't love this spot? A childhood's dream. Bottom of the final inning of the ball game. Bases loaded, down by 3. A chance here for the pinch hitter and Silas Clary to come through in a big spot. 5-2 ball game in favor of Gateway. Put 5 in the top half of the 8th inning. 2 have already come through here with 2 outs for Phoenix College. A courtesy runner over there at first after Cole Snido walked is Cade Cunningham, the new pitcher into the ball game after a defensive switch. The designated hitter and Raymond Padilla has moved over to third. The third baseman coming into the inning, Jeff Martz, is now at the mound. Silas Clary and 4:24 coming to this ball game. Struck out in the 7th. First pitch to him. Grounded down the third base line. Off the body of Padilla. He steps on the bag at third, and that's the ball game. Jeff Martz comes in and shuts the door with just 1 pitch. And 5-2 the final through 8 innings here in game number 1. Came down to the final pitch between these two. We thought it would come down to it. 2 immaculate starting days for both pitchers. But the bullpen struggles. Logan Solomon in the 8th inning gives up 4 earned runs. And Eddie Torres gives up a solo shot behind him. Phoenix College had a chance in the bottom half of the 8th, but unable to come through. They'll end this one here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. Make sure to stay tuned here for game number 2. At the moment, looking out in about a half hour's time. Jaden Taylor will be back here in just a moment. Make sure to stay tuned on my Twitter page for all updates for game number 2. That'll do it here for game number 1. I hope to have you stick around here on the page.